So what is Pesach? Pesach is an 8-day-long Jewish holiday characterized by the Seder meal on the first night. It is one of the most commonly celebrated Jewish holidays, and the word Pesach translates to Passover in English. It comes from the Hebrew root word Pesamek Kit, which means to pass through, to pass over, to exempt, or to spare.
Passover is based on the story of Moses leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, which is called the Exodus. The story of the Exodus includes the 10 plagues, and when the Pharaoh does not listen to Moses after these, God sends the angel of death to Egypt to kill all the firstborns. However, the angel passes over the doors that are marked with lamb's blood on their doorposts. In this night, the Israelites also had the first Passover meal, which included unleavened bread called matzah. In the morning, they departed Egypt and began their journey to the Promised Land.
Matzah is an integral part to the Passover celebration, especially the Seder. This is because, throughout the 8 days of Pesach, Jews are only allowed to eat unleavened bread, and they are not allowed to eat any leavened bread. This means that the matzah is made without yeast or not allowed to rise. They do this as a reminder of the urgency with which the Israelites had to leave Egypt, and it is also a symbol of liberation and redemption. Here is a video of us making matzah.
The Pesach holiday is an annual commemoration of the Exodus from Egypt, which freed the Israelites and helped begin their journey to the Promised Land. The significance is also highlighted in Exodus 12:27.
On the first night of Pesach, the Seder meal is celebrated. This meal is what the holiday revolves around and has 15 specific steps that must be completed to have a traditional Seder meal. However, we have chosen the 9 most important ones to summarize, starting with the Kaddish, or sanctification. This is when a blessing is said over the wine in honor of the holiday. This wine is then drunk and a second cup is poured. Next, we have karpas, or vegetable. This is a vegetable, usually parsley, dipped in salt water and eaten. It symbolizes the lowly origins of the Jewish people. Next, we have yachatz, or breaking. There are 3 matzah on the table, and one of them is broken. Half is kept, and half is set aside for later in the dinner. And the 5th step, or 4th in our list, is the magid, or the story. This is a retelling of the story of the Exodus from Egypt in the first Pesach. The Haggadah is used for this. The Haggadah is a book in which the text of the Pesach Seder is written. It tells the story of the Exodus from Egypt and explains some of the practices and symbols of the holiday. Next comes the blessing over the matzah, where a specific blessing is recited and a small bit is eaten. Then the maror, or bitter herbs, are blessed and are eaten. These symbolize the bitterness of slavery. Then the maror are dipped in carices, a mixture of apples, nuts, cinnamon, and wine, which symbolizes the mortar used by the Jews in building during their slavery. After this, the traditional dinner is had. There are no specific requirements for this dinner, but roast chicken and turkey are common as a main course. After the dinner is finished, the barek, or grace after meals, is recited, and a fourth cup of wine is poured and set aside for the prophet Elijah. The prophet Elijah is supposed to herald the Messiah and is supposed to come and do this on the Pesach. The door is then opened for the prophet Elijah to come in. Finally, after all this has been completed, they finish with the nirtza, or closing. This is a simple statement that the Seder has been completed and a hope that the Messiah will come within the next year. Here's a video including the Marer and a couple traditional songs sung by Jews during the Pesach.
The parsley in salt water to represent the tears of the slaves, and the green for the new coming good weather. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei.
In 2018, Passover will begin on Friday, March 30th and run until Saturday, April 7th. The holiday always takes place from the 15th to the 22nd day of the Jewish month of Nisan, which is at the start of the fall. According to the 2000-2001 National Jewish Population Survey, 67% of Jewish people routinely hold or attend a Seder meal